Welcome everybody to the 2013 ESL and G.E.D graduation ceremony. Graduates, you are to be celebrated. Give yourselves a hand, another hand for reaching this educational milestone. I'm Rick Verberg, Chairperson of the Board of Trustees of GRCC, and I will be your MC tonight. Just for a minute, ponder on the banner behind me and its message. The little fish jumping from the pool of education to the larger pool of training, and finally jumping into the big pool of career. We would like to begin our program with words of encouragement from the president of Grand Rapids Community College, Dr. Stephen C. Ender.
What a beautiful night and a beautiful program. You know, there are many times when I think how lucky I am to be involved with Grand Rapids Community College. But it's nights like tonight that I'm really proud to be involved with Grand Rapids Community College. Of all the graduations we do, I think this holds the most meaning for me. I come from a family that was not educated. My mother earned her GED when she was in her 40s. My father got his education in the Navy. But my family valued education. And because of their encouragement, my brother and I were the first in our family to go to college and to then successfully complete a college degree. And that has made all the difference in the world in my life. And so for the students that we honor tonight that have reached this milestone of their GED or the ESL, Citizenship, my goodness, what a proud moment to be a citizen of this great country. Those of you earning workforce credentials, I mean, you came to this place because you valued education. Your families valued education. And as a result of this accomplishment, you will then be a role model for all that are around you. And for many of you, that would be changing a family dynamic as higher education, I hope, because I really hope the next step for my GED graduates this evening will be take a look at what we have in the post-secondary area for you. These credentials and skills are so critical today for a sustainable life path. And so we want to keep you. We want to keep moving you through this educational process at GRCC. Educator Booker T. Washington said, "Success is to be measured not so much by the position that one has reached in life as by the obstacles which he has overcome." And there's not a graduate in the room tonight that I know did not face obstacles getting to this position to receive their credentials this evening at this award ceremony. We are very, very proud of you. We are grateful for your families and your children and your grandparents and your siblings, your wives and your husbands, all those people that have helped support you through this journey. So tonight is a night for you to be very, very proud. It's a night for us to be very, very proud as we celebrate this life accomplishment with you. Thank you.
Next this evening will be our keynote speaker, Ms. Jennifer Pascua, weekend morning anchor and multimedia journalist at WZZM. She's been a broadcast journalist for 16 years. She serves on boards or committees of Catholic Charities West Michigan, Artists Creating Together, and CASA of Kent County. Jennifer is also on the advisory committee for Kitchen Sage. She's a 2012 Young Athena recipient and currently is a member of Huntington Bank Rising Women's Leadership Program. She's a graduate of Leadership Grand Rapids and St. Mary's Up Next Leadership Program. She's an active volunteer at Gilda's Club of Grand Rapids and Kids Food Basket. As a daughter of educators in foreign language studies and as a mother to multicultural children, she has become a passionate advocate of racial and diversity initiatives in West Michigan. And at this time, let's welcome Jennifer Pasqua.
Graduates, GRC staff, administration, family, and friends, thank you so much for being here this evening. Tonight's ceremony is a time to celebrate the achievements of everyone that's sitting right in front of me this evening. Those who have completed their high school equivalency tests and those who have attained the level of proficiency in their ESL classes. And it's an accomplishment all of you should be extremely proud of. So when I was first approached by my friend Dave Selman, a lot of you know who he is, right? Director of GRCC's Learning Corners, to be this evening's keynote speaker, my first thought was, wow, I'm pretty honored. My second was, oh boy, I better come up with something intelligent to say, right? And then I get a phone call a couple of days ago, and Dave says, okay, you've got something inspiring to say to these graduates, right? And on the other end, I'm thinking, sure. So for the past 48 hours, I've been more stressed out about this than when I was covering President Obama's visit last time he ran in his last campaign, or when I was told I've got 30 seconds to do a live shot, or even interviewing my childhood crush, you know, the blonde guy and Saved by the Bell, Zach Morris. Totally just dated myself there anyway. So I spent hours on Google and Pinterest and all those social media websites trying to find that inspiring quote that would inspire me to inspire you. I even tried tapping into my little comedic skills to think of that really great joke that would have you all rolling in laughter, cue laughter, like ha ha ha. See, I told you I'm not very good at that. So I sat stumped. I ate a cupcake, poured myself a glass of wine, ate another cupcake, because that's what you do when you don't know how to write a commencement speech. Then I decided, why stress? Tonight, I'm going to keep it real, because that's really what tonight is all about. To get to where you are at this moment, it didn't come with a textbook full of quotes to inspire you to get up and go to class. It didn't come with jokes to help lift you up on those days, which I'm sure there were many, when you just didn't know if it was worth all the work. To get where you are at this moment was about the reality that without the certificate you're getting tonight, you would have less of a chance of obtaining the future opportunities we are all entitled to have. So as a broadcast journalist, my job is to tell the story of others, the good, the bad, the painful, the uplifting. But sometimes, the hardest story to tell is my own. So I'm going to do what most don't do. I'm going to get a little personal. Believe it or not, like you, adversity has always been a part of my life. So I guess we start from the beginning. I grew up as a first-generation Asian American, born to hard-working Filipino parents who came to this country to create a better future. Now sit on that for a moment, if you would. To this day, I know that I could not imagine picking up, leaving a country that I was so familiar with, moving to an entirely different country, not knowing a single person, all because I knew I would have the opportunity for something better. And there are many of you in this room that did just that. So congratulations to you. So my birthplace was this tiny town in Minnesota, and I clearly did not look like everyone else. I was raised in a small community surrounded by cornfields in northern Illinois. My mom was a third-grade teacher at about 30 minutes away from our hometown. My dad was a foreign language teacher and administrator at local high schools in the area. I grew up in a multilingual home where my parents would speak English, 2 dialects of Filipino, one of which I'm fluent, and Spanish when they didn't want me to know what they were saying. So in the summers, they would spend hours upon hours volunteering to teach English to migrant workers and their families. It was something that was very important to them, and I didn't quite understand then why. My parents would bring me along as a child, and I remember struggling to play with the other kids my age because of the language barrier. And in high school, I recall my dad encouraging me to really embrace learning other languages. And I'd roll my eyes and tell him I knew everything I needed to know. But now that I'm older, I understand that there were so many lessons to be learned in that experience, from accepting people for who they are, regardless of their differences, to learn how to take one's talents and give to others without even being asked, and to see firsthand that when you want something badly enough and work hard enough, it will happen. So I had this great childhood, right? Raised by good people who were respected in the community. I was a cheerleader, I was a speech team regional champion, I was involved in every single club that you could possibly think of, an honor student getting scholarships to all the universities and colleges that I applied for. Then my senior year of high school, I got pregnant. And suddenly I found myself being labeled in a negative way. Those community members in our small towns would smile at us when we would go places, and as my belly got bigger, would do the whisper thing. Family members shunned me and prevented me from talking to my younger cousins because I was no longer that role model that they so saw me as before. Fortunately, my parents never left my side. The support they helped to give me helped me dig deep. I put my chin up and made a promise to myself that despite the fact that people were judging me and saying that my future was over because I chose to keep my baby, I would prove everyone wrong. So instead of being a statistic, I wanted to show others that I could succeed as a teen mom. I graduated from high school with honors and immediately signed up for 18 credit courses, which is a full load of classes over at Northern Illinois University. School counselors, they told me to take fewer courses because, as one put it, you might be setting your goals a little too high. Still, I was determined. Homecoming weekend, I gave birth to my son, Devin, and 2 days later, I was back in class. At night, I would juggle the whole breastfeeding, diaper changing, and studying into the wee hours. And that first year of college, though, I did not miss a single class. By my second year, there were still those naysayers. But instead of allowing hurtful words to break my spirit, I challenged them into motivation to keep pushing through. Well, that challenge was far from over. During the summer before my junior year, I got pregnant with my second son. And this is the moment when I got the look. Some of you may know what that is. It's the look like, let's see you try to do this one, Pasqua. By then, I was working at the NPR station as the weekend morning drive announcer and getting my first taste of reporting and getting paid for it. And I had Drake that summer, and I remember not only having to make sure that I had my bags and presentations all ready for class, but that the baby bags were all packed and everything was ready when I dropped them off to daycare or to my parents' house. And at this point, I somehow was working 3 different part-time jobs and finding the time to study. I look back and I wonder how I did it all. But what I do remember is that I was not going to let people tell me that just because I had 2 kids before I was 21, that I wasn't going to make it. My boys were the reason why I worked extra hard. They were my motivation, and they were relying on me to give them the kind of life that my parents gave me. And I have to say again that without the support of my parents who never stopped believing in me and the core group of friends who never left my side, I wouldn't have been able to do what I have done. I wouldn't have been able to get my bachelor's degree in 4 years, with a radio job lined up as soon as I walked out of that college. And when I look at my boys now, the oldest who actually just completed his first year here at GRCC, my middle son who's now a senior, looking at all the scholarship opportunities for him in football, and my younger son who will be in 8th grade, I hope that someday they'll be able to appreciate the roller coaster ride that is life. And I hope they'll ask to hear my story and walk away knowing that when you feel like you've been knocked down, you dust yourself up and you get back up again. And the most important thing I hope that they learn from me is that when people say you can't, you don't say okay and move on. You do the exact opposite with a little smile. So my story is not unlike many of yours. You are here today because you didn't give up. You didn't let society tell you that just because you had some personal circumstance, whatever it may be, that you couldn't do it. So please, the one thing I ask of you is to take a moment tonight and really, really be proud of yourself. Also take time to thank your own support groups, whether it be family, friends, or somebody who's just been an influence throughout this whole journey. The one more thing I would like for you to do, not for me, not for you, but for someone else. Share your story. Don't be ashamed, don't be embarrassed about the not so great chapters, because those are probably the best ones that showcase your character during the most challenging times. So congratulations to all of you this evening. Continue to add to your story, because you never know, maybe, just maybe, you'll inspire someone to take control of how they write their own.
Thank you, Jennifer, for the encouraging words and for the keynote address. Next this evening will be the presentation of certificates of high school completion by Kurt Johnson, Executive Director of Dual Enrollment, Grand Rapids Public Schools.
Good evening. Oh, you've got to do much better than that. There's too much to celebrate in this house tonight. Good evening. Buenas noches. Oh, that's better. Tonight, it gives me great honor and sheer pleasure to be with you on this very special occasion. Tonight is very special for each and every one of you graduates. But I, first of all, would like to start by thanking a lot of those who made this opportunity for so many students possible. So I want you to feel free in joining me in a warm, rousing round of applause when I mention these names or these groups who have helped us all arrive here. All right? Thank you for Grand Rapids Community College Board of Trustees for their love and support in the partnership between Grand Rapids Public Schools and Grand Rapids Community College. We appreciate the love and support. Thank you, President Ender, for his interest in our students and creating more opportunities. Thank you. Thank you to our own superintendent, Teresa Weatherall-Neal, for increasing opportunities for students to be a part of programs like this. Let's give her a round of applause. Thank you for Mr. David Selman for his leadership and his support and his interest in seeing all kids do well. Thank you. Special thanks to the GRCC faculty and staff and student population that have made us feel welcome on campus here. We really appreciate that. Thank you to my Turning Point Academy staff who have been so committed and diligent to make sure that success happens for each and every one of you. Thank you. A special thanks, because we cannot do this alone, we always have to have community partners, and a special thanks to Renee Williams and Huntington Bank for coming aboard and supporting our program as she has done. Thank you. Graduates, I would like to say how very proud we all are of each and every one of you. And I would like to further say that we expected you to graduate. We expected you to graduate. And we are expecting that this will just be one in a series of graduation throughout your lives. All right? I want to say something to you all that I usually say to all of my graduates every year. And I'd like to ask the question, who are young people? And then I would like to give you the answer that I heard a long time ago. Who are young people? You are the people that will continue whatever we have started. You will sit where we are sitting and attend those things that we think are important. You will take over our cities, so that means there's a mayor possibly out there. You will take over our state, so there's a possible governor out there. You will take over this nation, so there is a possible president out there. You will take over this world. You will assume leadership of our schools. As much as we love Dr. Ender, he won't be here forever. You will take over our corporations, our churches, and our governments. We can adopt all the policies that we please, but how they will be carried out will depend on you. All of our works will be judged, condemned, or accepted by you. The fate of all humanity, that means everybody on the planet, the fate of all humanity will soon be in your hands. So I think it would do us all some good for the community of Grand Rapids tonight to pay you some attention. Go from here and go forth and make yourselves proud, make your families proud, and make your communities proud. Again, congratulations on tonight, and thank you. At this time, can we have the high school completion graduates please stand? You will now receive your certificates of completion for completing the Michigan Department of Education high school graduation requirements, as well as Grand Rapids Public Schools and Wyoming Public Schools districts. At this time, Mr. Terrence Gall, our lead instructor, will present certificates.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Graduates, please come forward to receive your diploma when your name is called. Wilson Dew. Stacy Gilmore. Stacy. Shanique Lockridge. Sarah Marciano. Alexis Ryans. Taquasia White. Darcretia Wilson. This concludes the high school completion segment of the program.
Those were pretty inspiring words from Kurt. Now, next on the agenda this evening, GED certificates. Paul Meek, lead instructor, GRCC, assisted by Ben Reynolds, math instructor. Learning Corner at Wealthy, GRCC.
All right, thank you very much. Congratulations, class of 2013. You made it, you earned it. First of all, President Ender, I would like to thank you and the Board of Trustees for sustaining this GED program. It is because of your support that we are here today celebrating these students. Thank you for helping these students. Graduates, helping you help yourself is our goal at the Learning Corner. And we achieve that goal by helping you learn how to learn. Learning how to learn is a skill that you have been developing. You studied reading and writing, social studies and science, and everybody's favorite, math. While you studied, you transformed yourself. There is something new now. That something new is learning how to learn. That something new is believing in yourself, saying to yourself, I might not know anything about this, but I can learn it. That something new is behind everything we do at the Learning Corner. I know many of you have taken the next step and enrolled at GRCC, and I highly recommend it. I went there myself. For those who have not yet signed up, I encourage you to do so. Keep the transformation going. The wheel is turning, and it won't slow down. The workforce and society you have in your future will require learning new skills. Today, we will pause and celebrate the achievement for the work that you have done and for what the future holds. It is my honor at this point to announce the names of the class of 2013. Angeles Orechiga. Sarah Cavazos. Alicia Edwards. Gary Bridges. Randy Wollner. Lucia Landerero. Lyantrosha Williams. Crystal Hansen. Bradley Klustra. Jose Valvedinos. How was that? Michelle Baldwin. Samantha Jones. Mookie. Daniel Lemire. Julieta Ortega. Cassandra Cole. Brandy Burgess. Emily Hager. Alexandra Nouvelle. Melissa Salgado. Araceli Montoya. Harris Muikanovich. Stephanie Morales. Lachelle Terrell. Nicole Waters. Dennis Onek. Brittany Rosenow. Jessica Fleeser. Pamela Vinlett. Frank Ortiz. Jarrell Garcia. Ashley Coleman. Teresa Rojas. Nicole Perales Burgess. Deanna Flores. Jose Olivares. Saul Ipina. Chris Frazier. Daniel Frederick. April Studebaker. Brett Bolt. Curtis Bierschbach. Danny Terry. Jaquan Shumpert. Terrence Cannon. January Reynolds. Lorraine Little. Sahana Washington. Riovani Bryant. Christopher Miller. Joshua Simone. Rena Montesinos. Sylvia Cruz. Daniel Ryan. Ron Kirkstra. Alexander Rodriguez. Juan Cisneros. David Alcantar Garcia. Richard So. Hipolito Cruz. Anthony Stockton Labozo. Samantha Wright. Juan Lada. Lavanya Campbell. Darnetta Hinton. And that finishes the GED class of 2013.
Next this evening, the ESL certificates. Anya Van Elderen, lead instructor, GRCC, will be assisted by Sharon Umlor, ESL instructor, Westside Learning Corner, GRCC.
Good evening, graduates, students, families, and friends. In our ESL program at the Westside Learning Corner, we measure students' language growth in 6 different levels: low beginning, low intermediate, high intermediate, advanced, and finally graduates. Every time a student moves from one level to another in reading or listening, this is considered an educational functioning level gain and is used by the state of Michigan to measure students' progress in English language and life and work. Tonight, we are here to both honor and celebrate with the graduates, as well as recognize students who have moved up 1 or more levels this past year in their English language abilities. Learning a language is an investment. An investment is defined as something that is worth doing because it may be profitable or useful in the future. It takes motivation, dedication, and lots of hard work. But the voice, knowledge, and skills that are gained from learning another language are powerful. Our students at the Westside Learning Corner come from many different countries and have many different motivations for learning English and improving their education. Some come to improve their job, to gain training for their career, to gain a voice, to speak and communicate and laugh with the people in their community, to become active, involved in their communities, to provide for their families and children, to show their children the power of education, and to create more opportunities for their families and their children in the future. Graduates and students, we applaud you for investing in your education. Thank you for dedicating yourself to your English classes, for coming to class with enthusiasm and an eagerness to learn, for your hard work both inside and outside the classroom, for not giving up, for being an example to your family and your friends, for providing a better opportunity for your family and your children, and for creating a wonderful community at the Westside Learning Corner. I and all of the Westside Learning Corner staff are proud of you and all of your accomplishments. Yes. We are so honored to be here this evening to celebrate with you. We are honored that we could walk alongside of you and part of this journey and can celebrate here with you today. We encourage you to continue to invest in your education, training, career, and family, wherever the journey takes you, and as you continue to add to your story and share your story with others. So now, I would like to introduce to you the 2013 Westside Learning Corner graduates. These are students who have achieved a score of 236 or higher on the reading or the listening ESL tests. Marisol Ocampo. Blanca Baltira. Diana Maceda Bravo. Esperance Mihigo Merhamalaki. Isabel Alvarez Osorio. Long Vong. Francisco Sosa. Elma Sosa. Gabriela Nava Ramirez. Olivia Garcia. Irma Calderon. Hilda del Carmen Reyes. Juan Carlos Perez Bedoya. Robert Gil Santos. Rolando Serrat. Adriana Troutman. Ida Orkig. Cecibel Tejada Sandoval. Elias Mendez Romero. Yoon Hee Kim. Amtha Latif Freya. Antonio Frutos Gonzalez. Please congratulate the 2013 ESL graduates with me. And now Sharon Umler will introduce the EFL function level gains.
Students we recognize tonight for their achievements are not only those who advanced in educational functioning levels, but also those dedicated students who participated fully in class, who attended the required amount of class hours, who completed post-tests, and those who put an enormous amount of effort into practicing their English language skills in the classroom and in the community. I think it is also very important to note how our English language students show improvement by their willingness to build relationships with their fellow classmates, teachers, tutors, and all staff they come in contact with at the Learning Corner. Improving our communication skills naturally and lovingly leads us to cultivate those relationships most important in our lives. We celebrate all of you tonight. The Westside Learning Corner students who have made significant growth in their language skills this year are Petra Urquiza, Saba Woldemichael, Weldu Haile, Melissa Valdez, Maria Elena Pimentel, Barbara Morales, Asim Harassani, Dao Nyo, Karina Medina, Adriana Ruiz de Rodriguez, Nelson Minjares, Samuel Mariel Tualwal, Saul Enriquez, Miguel Ibuado, Yuriria Ian D'Agostino, Janet Ian D'Agostino, Janely Lopez, Marley Rojas Martinez, Jorge Velasquez Perez, Alicia Rivera Bartolone, Olga De Leon, Jose Anjani, Bienvenido Santana. Please congratulate these students with me who have made educational functioning level gains.
Next this evening, one more.
Finally, we would like to recognize the students from the Westside Learning Corner who completed their National Career Readiness certificates this past year. This certificate documents real-world skills recognized by employers nationwide as critical indicators for workplace success. For our students, this is a huge accomplishment as they're taking the test in English. Students, when I call your name, please stand so we can honor you. Jose Aranda, Ruth Bachet, Claudia Dos Santos, Hildarda Gayona, Maria Garcia, Victoria Garcia, Maribel Martinez Morales, Juan Mays, Gabriela Nava Ramirez, Juan Carlos Perez Bedoya, Kayri, Pastor Sanchez Mendoza, Rolando Surratt, and Marta Vasquez. Congratulations.
Next this evening, we have a representative from the Word Project presenting citizenship certificates.
Good evening. Congratulations to all of you. I am thrilled and I'm so proud, so proud. This section of the program is to acknowledge the students who participated in the citizenship classes that were held on Saturday at the Westside Learning Corner. On the back of your program, there are several organizations listed. And those are the organizations that have collaborated to make those steps that you see on the banner, from education to training to career. I was amazed tonight as we were welcoming all of the graduates to come in. I know for a fact there is one person here wearing a gown and mortarboard who has completed ESL and received a certificate, GED and received her certificate, and has completed her citizenship program. Irma Calderon, would you stand, Irma? We're so proud, and there may be others of you in the group that have accomplished those various levels too, and we are so happy. Together, we can do so much more than we can if we work alone. When we started, the Word program started doing citizenship classes because we found that our students were getting to a level of proficiency where they would feel comfortable taking the exam for citizenship. So we were doing the classes one-on-one, and then we grew to a small group of 5, and then we moved to a parish here in the city and had a larger group of 15. And then through Region 10 and Mr. Dave Salmon, my new best friend, we were invited to the Westside Learning Corner, where we can now accommodate 25 students in each class, and we hold 2 sessions every year. So it's through working through Region 10 with the state of Michigan and that we've been able to collaborate the Word ESL program, GRCC, Justice for Our Neighbors. When we finish the citizenship classes, we have the services of an attorney, Liz Balk, who helps us do the final paperwork before the students send them in. So we're very happy to acknowledge our students tonight, and again, a big thank you to Dave, Lorena, Sister Jan, Dan Drust, who is the instructor, and Liz Balk, our attorney, for making this such a solid program. So tonight, Dan will call names and present certificates.
Juan Carlos Perez. And Robert Gil Santos.
Robert, congratulations.
And that concludes our citizenship graduates.
Next this evening, we have Renee Williams, Vice President of Community Development. Huntington Bank will be awarding the financial education certificates.
Well, good evening again, everyone. I know we're ready to leave, so I'm going to try to make this as quick as possible. But first, of course, want to thank and congratulate Grand Rapids Community College for another graduating class, to Dr. Ender and to the Board of Trustees that are present, as well as the GRCC Learning Corner staff, especially my partner. I know he's your partner too. Dave Selman. He's done a tremendous job of leading the Grand Rapids Community College Learning Corners, and he works tirelessly along with the staff. So let's go ahead and give him another round of applause. He works me too, trust me, as well as his wife. We just really, no, not that you work, but you know, okay, girl, you know what I'm saying, right? Okay. But Robin Selman and Dave Selman are dear friends of mine, and they both have a heart for education, and which is evidenced through their tireless work with the Learning Corners. And also I would like to say thank you to Kurt Johnson, who is also a great friend of mine, as well as a colleague in this endeavor. Thank you for your partnership also. And to the graduates and all the families that are here this evening, congratulations to all of you. So let me just talk a little bit about financial literacy, because I'm sure you're like, why is a bank involved with this? And for some of you, you weren't my students because I actually teach along with some of my colleagues at the Learning Corner on Wealthy and not the West Side Learning Corner, but certainly I'm here standing on behalf of both financial institutions to not only tell everyone tonight about the program, but to congratulate all of you. Well, why do we have this partnership? We have it because there's one thing that's guaranteed out of each graduate this evening, and that is success. You fought to get to where you are. You pushed. I saw some of the stuff you had to do, and you had to listen to Mr. Selman, for real, as he pushed you forward. So you're guaranteed success if you will continue to do what you did to get to this point. So as a bank, we find that it's important that when they get to that success point, and even now, that they have their personal lives in order as well. Many of our graduates have families already. They've already started their jobs, careers even, some of them. And so one thing that can hinder not only the graduates, but all of us in this place in being able to reach our full potential of success is financial hardships. Life is going to happen, graduates. And when it does, do not let your finances crumble. Have a plan like we taught you about budgeting. Have a savings plan, a spending plan. Stay educated about this, because you want to be able to reap all of the rewards financially of all of your hard work. So the graduates went through some intensive classes on budgeting, savings, credit report, credit repair, and even home ownership. And I'm really happy about tonight's graduation because this is our 10th year partnering with GRCC. And 10 years ago, we started this partnership on the Learning Corner, and people thought that both Huntington and GRCC were crazy to be on the corner of Wealthy and Fuller. Now, I'm from Detroit, so I didn't know what Wealthy and Fuller was anyway. But I'm so proud to say that we have had over 800 students graduate from the financial component of the program. And those are 800 people who have now had information to empower themselves personally. So on behalf of our president, John Irwin, and the entire Huntington team for West Michigan, thank you for sitting and listening to us in class. Thank you for completing everything that you had to. And thank you in advance for you being a full success story, because we know you already are. Thank you so much.
Next this evening, Julie Parks, Director Workforce Training at the Tassel MTech, will present National Career Readiness Certificates.
Hello, it's an honor to be with all of you here tonight. An honor to be with the staff that instructed you and Mr. Salmon, who I know has brought all of you over to the MTech so we can meet you and see you and show you some of the opportunities that are available for you. So your journey is just beginning. There are a lot of options open to you. Think about what you want to accomplish and then come here and ask us to help you, to help plot your course, your path for the future. It's rare to start as a CEO of a company, but if that's what you want in the long term, let's figure out the path to help you get there. I'm happy to tell you, your learning is just beginning and you're not done tonight. I work with over 600 employers in this county, and every one of them expects you to continue to learn and to continue to grow to make their companies successful and to help you advance. So the college is here to help you. You have to ask for the help if you want it. You have to step up, move forward, grab the reins. We have training programs that you could come and apply and start next week. Every month, new programs start for high-demand jobs, jobs such as medical assistant, jobs as CNC operators, jobs as computer support technicians, facility maintenance technicians, welders. People call us almost every day to ask for qualified people for these jobs. They're a great way to start your career path. They're not the be-all, end-all, but they're the beginning. And a good job can often lead to tuition reimbursement for you to continue your degree, for you to continue to increase your income that you earn. We're at the MTech. Come by and see us. Come by and see advisors here at the college. You know, people tell me all the time, Julie, you are so lucky. And I'm going to share with you tonight my secret. I am lucky. But you know what? The harder I work, the luckier I get. Your life is in your hands, and I'm asking you tonight to seize the moment. Many of you have already achieved your National Career Readiness Certificate. That is your certificate, the beginning one to start your employment path. Continue with a certificate, a national certificate. Continue with your associate's degree, your bachelor's degree, your master's degree. The more credentials you have in your pocket, the more flexible you are for the workforce. And I want to see every one of you succeed because I know you can. Thank you for letting me be here tonight, and remember that GRCC is here for you.
Next this evening, Angela Salinas, Adult Enrollment and Outreach Coordinator, GRCC, will speak on the Marilia Ortiz Blakely Scholarship.
Good evening. On behalf of the GRCC admission staff, allow me to congratulate all of the graduates tonight, and we hope to see all of you on campus very, very soon. I have the honor tonight of presenting two outstanding ladies with the Marilia Blakely Ortiz Scholarship. Allow me to tell you a little bit more about this scholarship. It was established in honor of Marilia Ortiz Blakely. As a community leader and activist, she dedicated a good portion of her life to fighting for the rights of women and immigrants in the Grand Rapids area. After raising a family as a single parent, she completed her high school diploma and eventually earned her bachelor's degree. This scholarship will be awarded to a Latina female adult student enrolled at the Westside Learning Corner who plans to transition and attend GRCC and does not qualify for federal financial aid. It is my pleasure tonight to present this award to two deserving recipients, Josefina Juarez and Blanca Baltierra. Recipients, you can come up to the stage. Thank you.
We're reaching the end this evening, and on behalf of the Board of Trustees, I want to thank all the graduates for their hard work and all the family and friends that are here tonight. It's been an honor to be the MC this evening, and our closing remarks will be made by Dr. John Cowles, Dean of Student Success and Retention at GRCC.
Good evening, and good evening to all of you who have completed a certificate or a program this evening. We are so very proud of you. Give yourselves another round of applause. I too want to thank David and his staff at the Learning Corners. He's done a phenomenal job, and we couldn't do this work without David and his partners and friends. I also want to thank some of our other partners more formally: Literacy Center of West Michigan, Grand Rapids Public Schools, Turning Point Academy, Michigan Works, Wyoming Community Education, Huntington Bank, Lake Michigan Credit Union, the Word Project, State of Michigan Workforce Development Agency, Region 10 Organization, and Sparta Area School District. It does take a village, ladies and gentlemen. I also want to let you know that this graduation ceremony will be on YouTube by Saturday morning, so if you'd like to see yourself again, that's another opportunity. This concludes our program. Please join us for cake and punch right over here on this side of the auditorium. Thank you and have a great evening.